hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in because this is an experiment. We're finally here. Oh my gosh, we're finally here. We're back for another episode of Demon Slayer. I'm super excited. I have my Muichiro colors on. I think I'm just gonna be wearing teal for this entire season because I'm okay with it. So last we left off, Gyokko and Hantengu have arrived at the Swordsmith village. Gyokko takes the woods and Hantengu takes the village. And right now, as of right now, Genya is in critical contention. Nezuko and Tanjiro are left to fight Hantengu alone and his 4 personality clones. That's great. Also, Muichiro just got thrown by Pleasure's fan thing. Turns out Hantengu is not voiced by one person. He's voiced by many people. And the person who voices Pleasure is Tenya Ida. So that's fun. So Muichiro is finally taking Tanjiro's words to heart. I don't know why I said finally, but you know, like, something Tanjiro said has pierced through the haze of who Muichiro is. Now Muichiro is protecting Kotetsu from this giant fish thing. So let's hope that ends well. Without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so we're picking up right where Muichiro found Kotetsu. Got it. I love the way his eyes just glow in the night. That is a scary fish. That felt like broken ribs. I really, really hope that Kotetsu's not hurt. Oh, he's so cool. He's so cool. Wow, that's CGI and it's beautiful. Wow. It's still moving. Yeah, I guess this time around we get to see how Gyokko works. We'll be talking about Gyokko this time. Kanamori's like, what the heck is happening? Oh, we've got Tokito's clouds in the background. That's beautiful. But yeah, that thing's still moving. Come on, Muichiro, figure it out. Oh, ew. Yeah, there you go. That's Gyokko. Oh, that was adorable. Muichiro's just like, what the heck? Okay, so go after Kanamori, because he's an actual swordsmith. Wow. What a change. Come on. Hey.
Muichiro.
There we go.
混乱しているだろうが、とにかく生きることだけ考えなさい。どうにかなる。
Wow.
失った記憶は必ず戻る。君の頭の中の霞を鮮やかに晴らしてくれるよ。
Yeah. So it definitely is amnesia.
喋ってると舌を噛むからこんなことしてたら里全体を守れないんじゃ。
Maybe not. Who knows?
方様に認められた鬼殺隊
Yeah.
と無一郎だから。
That's who you are. What are you? Right, back to this.
待て。
Oh.
どうする。
Well, I mean... Oh! Eee.
攻撃。
Ain't that a crazy smile?
口の中の文字。
Yeah.
喜怒哀楽。
Looks like there are only 4, huh?
これ以上分裂すると弱くなる。
That's right.
むしろ。
See, that's the actual one. Whoa. My gosh! The graphics on Hantengu! Like, dude! Oh!
金鉱石をも砕く威力。
I don't doubt it, buddy.
歓喜のしぶきを。
Oh my gosh! He like can't even see the attacks. That's bad.
お前もな。
Oh? When? Yeah, now you're scared, buddy, aren't you? That's right, hide.
早く禰豆子と玄也のところに戻りたいのに。
Why don't you hitch a ride? Oh my gosh. Right, let's get back to this.
頑張れ娘、もう。
Oh, that is Ida. Oh my gosh.
お前と会えてたよそへ行け。
Okay.
槍が抜けぬ。
Oh.
では俺だろうが。
Oh. It's like recover. Right, he's doing the thing Rengoku did.
というのは悲しいの。
Oh my gosh. Well, you see, that's a lot of blood. Oh gosh, this is getting intense. Oh.
中期こ
Is that a mantra of some sort? Yep, there we go. It's a sutra. Okay.
弾を課長で挨拶からいちいち怒鳴るな
This is literally Inside Out, Demon Slayer. Oh! Hi there.
今で何度でも首を切ってやるぜ
Ooh. Whoa!
挨拶が致命傷を与えているのに
I wonder why. The funny thing is, Genya seems slow a little bit compared to Tanjiro, compared to Nezuko. Oh, ew.
イカズチを落とし続ければ動けまいなわしは初め
You're all of one mind, okay? Eee. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh, she just ripped it out. What the heck? Oh, yeah, here we go. Whoa! She has your weapon now, you dummy! Oh no. That looked so much worse. Oh no. On street, hitch a ride.
どうするんだ考えろ
He has wings. Hitch a ride. Yikes. So you have to somehow climb onto his back.
まだ生きてるのか
It's so like haunting just to hear him just doing that and then
知りたいか
tell us, Genya.
さすがはゲンやしっかり覚えろよてめえ殺せ
Oh my gosh.
どこの名前で逃げるのか
Dude. Alright, here we go.
そうでなければこの大きさの翼でこれほど飛び回れない
What the heck? What? It sounds like a bird cry, too.
ゲイヤ
Oh no. That does not look good. Oh, there's another one.
ウロギの足
Oh, and because it's part of Hantengu, it doesn't shock. What a smart move.
戦いの起点が効く
Oh yeah, that's what Demon Slayers always do. Ooh,
舌をやられるとほんのわずかに回復が遅れる
interesting.
抜ける
Then hurry. Cause it's good. It's ready.
待てもう回復したのか
Genya? Genya? He will die if it... Oh. Oh, Nezuko!
赤しい術を
It's the best spell ever. Oh, he's back.
わしも仲間に入れてくれ
Oh no. Yeah, that's it. Oh no. Yeah, they're out. Okay, Genya, Genya, we got problems here, Genya. Oh, Kanamori! Yes! Oh my gosh, Gyokko! That's terrifying! Is this? Yes, it's Kanroji. Oh, okay. Please don't end it there. Ah! Oh, yay! Okay. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into the discussion. Okay, so we did learn a little bit more about Hantengu. We didn't see Gyokko at all, which honestly, that's for the best, I think. He's a gross one, but Hantengu. Okay. So, what Hantengu's powers seem to encompass is just the fact that he has, I guess, this shell that he sort of keeps around himself when he's in like single demon form, and that is fear. He's very afraid of everything, which is interesting because his true emotions, pleasure, joy, sadness, and anger, all sort of lurk beneath the surface. I see that as just an interesting thing on Hantengu, because if my theory holds any accuracy, a demon's powers are reminiscent of what they wanted in life when they were human. For Hantengu to have the ability to split up into different emotions, all while hiding in this sort of fearful hump of a man. So what does that mean for him as a human? And this is so fun to figure out and sort of speculate on. Does this mean that Hantengu grew up living a very fearful life, but he couldn't act out? Maybe he had abusive parents, or maybe he was raised in an abusive environment, and those four emotions were things he wanted to feel, but was always punished and never could. He was too afraid to be himself, which would be interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's just go with that. I mean, of course, I do know who Hantengu is and who he was, but that seems like something good to speculate on. Now, as a demon with ultimate strength and power, he is able to freely express himself. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, I mean, until we get further information about Hantengu, that's where we're gonna start. I'm gonna have to go back and recheck in the manga to see Joy versus Tanjiro and see if those wounds just appeared on his body like that, because if so, then that's really awesome. But I see the wounds happening and they seem so vicious, and I'm just like, Tanjiro, you've lost a lot of blood. Are you okay? Are you using that recovery breathing that Rengoku taught you? Is that how you're able to stay on your feet? Because that's a lot of blood, but at the same time, Joy is a very light-boned demon. And that's why, even though his cuts were landing, they weren't very deep, because he needs most of his, strength. Most of his body is made to fly. And so because it doesn't weigh very much, his strikes don't have much weight. And that's how that works. I think, honestly, even though he has that very bad wound in his back, I think Tanjiro is going to be okay. Of course, right now, Pleasure literally stamped them through the floor with this leaf fan, which I loved it when Nezuko turned around on him and went whoosh. That was so great. And he flew into the sky, and that was it. The thing is, it's I'm looking at Anger, and Anger is literally just standing there with a staff going, why haven't you done this? I'm so angry at all of you. Why are you so incompetent? I'm like, dude, you are standing there. You are definitely not the kind of demon that's you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Your anger is literally just seething at everybody without doing anything, which I also think is interesting. And if we were to look more into the intricacies of these clones specifically, maybe that'll explain more about Hantengu. Maybe he used to feel rage as a human, but just did nothing about it. Because I'm like, dude, Anger, you might have a cool staff and you might be able to grow one out of your hand. Still, all you have been doing is just standing there seething at everyone else. Meanwhile, Sadness has laid two what looked like death blows on Genya, even though Genya doesn't seem to die. I love that he was just reciting sutras and then just getting back up and just taking his blade and his gun and just in this slow and not mechanical, but slow, sort of menacing, ominous way where he just slowly rises and just goes, I'm fine. I'm gonna kill you regardless of how many times you stab me. I refuse to stay down. If you remember at the end of the Mugen Train arc, when the crows were spreading news of Rengoku's death, Genya was seen with Gyome. Gyome prayed something. I don't remember what it was. And Genya was right there. Already implies that whatever Genya is doing, he might have gotten it from Gyome. They might be studying together. Genya might be Gyome's Sugoku for all we know. We don't know. Genya's just special. His tenacity is so beautiful, and I love that he is voiced by Nobuhiko Okamoto, who plays Bakugo, because now that I see like how similar Genya, at least battle style Genya, is to Bakugo, it's like I already like this guy. I already know there's some good to him, even though he's nothing like Bakugo, even though they're two completely different authors, two completely different characters. They're voiced by the same guy, and they even sound somewhat alike. I know that there's more to Genya. Of course there is. There's always more to somebody, especially when they take 2 death blows and refuse to die. Something is going on with his tiny little short colorless blade and his... Or, you know what? It might not be colorless. He might have a black blade like Tanjiro. I never really thought much about Genya in terms of his sword, because his main weapon is that awesome shotgun, that Nichiren shotgun. I love how Sadness is just like, will you die now, please? I don't know, I see Sadness as kind of like the demon equivalent of Gyome. Just like, oh, such a pity. It's so sad. I could cry. I loved it when Anger was just like, dude, what are you doing? Hurry up and kill him! And Sadness just like, okay, stop yelling at me. If anything can be said about Hantengu, he has personality. But should we move on and talk about Gyokko's fish? Gyokko has fish. Okay, I mean, there's not really much to be said about them. They are giant fish monsters that are a beautiful use of CGI. I actually think they look a little bit more terrifying like that. I think it's a play on like the Japanese koi fish that kind of wave in the wind. That seems to be Gyokko's like aesthetic. Weird black mud genie thing, vases and pots, and traditional Japanese koi fish monsters that are made out of vases, that are made from the pot. But yeah, I would like to know how the swordsmith people, it seems like they don't really know how to fight, but I just hope that every single thing they're holding is made out of Nichiren. That way at least I'll be able to do some damage to them. Because wow, Gyokko wasted absolutely no time. Stupid little weird fish monster man. I don't know, Jin, wavy arms. He's so weird. But yeah, that's really all to be said about Gyokko's fish. I appreciate the animation. Looks really cool. I like the regeneration part was really gross, and it just reminds me about how like that was for some reason all of that was worse than Mugen Train. Like, because Enmu at least just had lumpy purple flesh. That started bubbling. Oh, it was so gross. But Muichiro knew how to beat it. He was like, this is the right thing to do. And we basically gotten confirmation that Muichiro has amnesia. The earliest thing he remembers is him very beaten up on a futon with bandages, and the master, who looked about the same as he did in the first season, by the way, saying, it'll start out as something insignificant, but soon the mist in your head will clear. And this thing, what Tanjiro said, was seemingly insignificant, but Muichiro is holding on to it like a lifeline now because he remembers what the master told him. And slowly but surely he might start to get his memory back. He's so cool. He's so sweet. Like, honestly, he's a child whose childhood was taken from him. Like, he should still be in the thick of it. He's 14. He's not quite a teenager. Like, you know, 13, people turn 13 and they're like, yeah, I can watch PG-13 movies. I'm officially a teenager. It's so great. But you don't really become a teenager until you turn 16 and get your license. That's how it's always seemed, at least in my neck of the woods. So technically Muichiro is basically just an older child. He should still be in like the thick of just enjoying his life. And he had that taken from him, and it's so obvious. He's so empty at the moment. He's got something now and he's clinging on to it. He's trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. And right now he thinks that he can. He has to go help people in the village. He's the only Hashira there, but he thinks if this is the right thing to do, if this is what my mind and my heart, I don't know about his heart actually, if this is what my mind is telling me to do, then it must be the right thing. There must be some shred of empathy inside of my cloudy mind. So I'm gonna take this kid, I'm gonna rescue Kanamori because he's my new swordsmith, and I'm gonna watch over Haganezuka. because this tiny little kid asked. Speaking of which, Haganezuka's working on a sword. He's working on that rusty sword. But it said it'd take him 3 days and 3 nights to do it. So if he's gonna go 3 days and 3 nights without sleep, I mean, dude, you better be trained for it. Plus, there's no way you'll have that sword ready before dawn. Who knows? I don't know. But now, little does Muichiro know, little does Tanjiro know, or Genya, or Nezuko. Actually, let's go to Nezuko right now because she got shocked. And her blood demon art is literally like exploding blood, blood fire. Her blood burns demons and slows their regeneration. And she's getting so much better with it. And like, that needs to be said. Of course, Nezuko and Tanjiro both got knocked out by Pleasure's fan into the ground. But Genya's still there. Hopefully Genya will be able to cover all of them. I don't know if he'll be able to take on all of them, but still. I have faith in Genya. I believe in him. Nezuko's just getting better at her regeneration. And being able to stay herself when she's in this leaf horn form. She hasn't gone after any humans. Oh yes, and just when it seems like all hope is lost for the village, Mitsuri Kanroji comes in to save the day. I cannot wait to see her fight. I cannot wait to see her style. We already saw one of Muichiro's styles. I look forward to seeing the rest. Because, I mean, who's he gonna find? Who's he gonna run into? Seems like, from the intro, he's going to run into Gyokko. Brace for impact on that one. Either Mitsuri is going to run into Hantengu first and just start fighting him, or she's going to run into the village first. I don't know how it's gonna work, but it seems like Mitsuri has to find Hantengu at some point, and Muichiro has to run into Gyokko at some point, because that's what the intro says happens. So be sure to like and comment and subscribe and ding the bell for notifications. You don't have to, but I am trying to make this a source of income for me, so it'd be super, super cool if you did. Comment below, tell me your theories, tell me your analyses, tell me what you think is gonna happen, tell me about Muichiro, tell me about Mitsuri, tell me about Hantengu, tell me about the weird fish things. About Nezuko, about Tanjiro, about the voice acting this episode. It was amazing, it was great. About Muichiro's like head trauma, I guess. About the amnesia, the mist in his head. And yeah, just thank you so much for staying and have a nice day.